This is MCA Connect Basic Navigation in AX 2012, video number 2. In video number 1 we reviewed dynamic desktop navigation and form level navigation. In video 2 we will now look at line level navigation and the reporting and help functions within Dynamics AX 2012. If you've already previewed these videos or you want to fast forward to site-specific navigation, you can fast forward to these timestamps in order to review these specific examples of navigation within AX 2012. So the third and final navigation level I want to look at is what I call the transaction or the item level navigation within AX. So just to kind of walk it back, we've taken a look at kind of the initial desktop. We've kind of taken a look at what forms look like, and we've done it via the purchase order. Now I kind of want to just show you some basic kind of record information you can use, or just some tricks you can use within the forms to kind of modify them and make your life a little bit easier. So one thing I want to point out real quick is if you go to View Record, so if we right click and we go to View, Record Info, Record Info. One thing we can do is we can say Show all the fields. So this is really good to know like what fields are in this table, what fields I can look at. So, for example, say you needed to filter by something in the dynamic filter, like we looked at before. This will give you all the fields you can do a criteria by. So it's a really good way to see all the fields in one place. A lot of times you don't really know what's there or what you can look at. So that's kind of one thing I wanted to show. The other thing is AX gives you a really good way to drill into items. So, for example. 1201, here it says it's Wingtip Toys Electronics. But let's say I wanted to go and look at the vendor record. I can go and click View Details. When I go and click View Details, it will actually take me into that vendor record. So now we can actually see the information about that vendor. We can see its address, its contact information, and all of these again are the fast tabs that we talked about previously. In addition to the fast tabs, we're kind of just doing a little bit of review here, but you can see that it's got fact boxes associated with it. These fact boxes are really nice because it doesn't make you go through all these tabs to probably see some of the information you really want, like the last invoices, the last invoice amount, last payment, the primary address. There's some really good stuff up here in the Action tab as well. So again, that's one good thing that we can do, and you can pretty much do that on most records that have a really good for if you want to drill back into a purchase order. So you could get back to this all purchase order screen. If you wanted to drill into say the item, so here we have an item number. We could go see what is that 1601 item number. It'll take you to the product master. So View Details is really powerful because it'll allow you to drill into information without having to click 9 places and do a criteria and sort back on it. So the other thing you can do is you can change up your forms. So if I click here and I can actually personalize this form. So for example, let's say I didn't like the vendor account name. I don't like the name. I want to switch the name and I want to put the name in front of the vendor account. I can click up, and now the name is in front of the vendor account. Say I want to add some fields to this. The great thing is it allows you to link to other tables. So in this we could actually pull some vendor information if we wanted to. We could bring in, I don't know, the contact ID. So we can add that to the form itself. So it's a great way to be able to customize forms. I think I added it twice here, so I did. So we can go in here and remove it. And we can save this if we want. We can save our own query. We can just click out of it, and now, well, didn't look like there's anything in the contact. Oh, there is some stuff in the contact ID. So, just another way to modify your forms and to kind of personalize all the forms you want. It's a really powerful tool. And what I would recommend is if you have I work a lot with AP and AR users. Take out as much of what I call the junk as you can. Take out as much of these the fields they don't need to see, or the fields that they don't, because when you personalize this, you're only personalizing your own screen, unless you're doing it system-wide. But it's a really good way to eliminate the clutter from your AP associates or your AR associates or your non-super users, as I like to call them. The next thing let's take a look at is we're going to kind of take a look at just some basic navigation stuff. We're going to go create a new purchase order. So I can click new purchase order up here, or like we talked about before, I'll use my handy dandy shortcut with Control New or Control N, which creates a new purchase order record. So the thing I was going to show you here is we have what they call a freeform box. Within AX, you have two types of freeform boxes. Some are linked to a table. So this one's linked to the vendor account table, so I have to select a vendor within my vendor account. Say we didn't have the vendor we wanted here. We wanted to create a new one. We could go to View Details, and we could go create a new vendor within here. We could go create a new vendor. We're not going to create a new vendor, but so that's kind of there's a table-based freeform boxes, and there's also just text-based. So basically, here's just a basic text box that we can add information into if we wish to. So let's go ahead and create a PO real quick. It's going to pull in all the information for this vendor. And, we'll go ahead and hit OK. All right, so here we go. We now have our purchase order set up. And the good thing here is I'm going to go ahead and click out of here. Let's put our purchase orders real quick. Here's the one I created. So we've got it here. I don't have anything in the lines, but if I wanted to save this record, which I can do, I can hit Control S. And that'll allow me to save it. The other thing is I can delete this record out if I'd like to. I can hit delete here. That will allow me to delete the record out. Or I could go up to File. I could delete the record out here. Or I could use Control D. Oh wait, I can't. I need to use Alt F9 because Control D opens up the development workspace. So Alt F9 is our shortcut key. So I'll go and use the shortcut key because I'm a shortcut guy. And we can hit yes, and it'll delete our PO that we just created out. So now you've seen how to create a new record, how to save a record, and now you know how to delete a record. The fourth and final thing we're going to take a look at real quick in our navigation is we're going to take a look at reports and how to run reports and kind of what that looks like within Dynamics AX. So we're going to go back to the Dynamics desktop, and in every module will have some sort of reporting in it. We'll go ahead and go to just say Open Purchase Orders. We'll run this report real quick. Kind of show you some of the different aspects that are in a report. Now, the big transition between 2009 and 2012 is all the reports are now in SSRS reports as opposed to X++ reports. This is really beneficial because it's really nice because the X++ reports you had to create a text file and then open them up as an Excel file and then reformat them. Now we can just download to Excel. Just a lot of the bugs and a lot of the issues are just infinitely better. So anyway, so in this one we're going to go ahead and we can select a criteria here within the report. So the good thing here is say in this report we have we're linking to the purchase order table. If you notice back in the purchase order, when I was doing my purchase order filter, that was one of the tables that we could pull from. So in here, you can go to the purchase order table, and you can actually, if we wanted to, we could pick any field within the purchase order table. So we could take delivery terms, and we could query by this. It'll give me I could say just give me everything that's open that has delivery terms of COD. So that's one thing we could do. Additionally, we could go up here and we can actually add tables to this. So we could say, give me a link to order lines. So now we've got order lines. So we can go in here and now you can notice we've got table order lines, and we can actually link to, say, the category used on open orders with that have delivery terms of COD. So it's really convenient, and this may be a terrible set of filters to run by, but it's a really powerful tool because we have more options and more tables we can link to within reporting. So it gives the user the power to kind of run these. Now, the great thing is if you're a super user and you're worried about other people using these reports, you can actually save this as an inquiry. So you can say Chad's bad filter. Hit OK, and now you can actually you can run this as a query. You could also save this into your you could save this in your favorites if you wanted to, and that way when whoever ran that report out of their favorites, it would always run with that criteria. So just another thing you can do, in reporting, and you can kind of do that throughout. That's kind of the same process throughout every aspect of reporting. The last thing we're going to look at real quick here is just the help function. If you don't want to click the help button, you can just hit F1. F1 will always bring up help. And there's kind of two aspects. You can go to the help through. You can actually click through the module you want to look at, so it'll give you help information here. Or we could search for a term. Let's say we wanted to look up I don't know, address bar. It will give us information regarding the address bar. So as you can see, we're talking about navigation here. So both good. The one thing I'd reference is there are some documents on some instruction manuals regarding AX and regarding the different manuals or the different modules within AX. I would recommend looking at the help documentation. It's infinitely better than the manuals. A lot of the manuals they really haven't done a good job of updating from 09, and the help documentation is actually in some cases a lot better. Again, that's just a personal preference, but just kind of a side note on that. So just kind of review. We've gone through kind of the overview desktop navigation. We've gone through form navigation. We've gone through kind of what I like to call line level navigation, and we went through reporting and how reports are created, and last but not least, we went through the help function if you run into any problems or any issues. I hope this basic navigation has helped you, and I will go ahead and if you have any questions. Just please contact MCA Connect. Thank you so much.